Welcome on in everyone, I hope that you're having a fantastic day. It has been 3 years since I've last done a Create This Book episode here on YouTube, but today, finally, I'll be doing another couple of pages from Moriah Elizabeth's Create This Book. I know she has a few more editions now, but I'm still up to the first one, so I'll be completing pages from that. I didn't get super far in, I think I only did about 4 episodes, which I'll leave a link to somewhere so you can go watch them. Fair warning though, I am a lot more awkward in those ones than I am now because I took a 3-year hiatus to do live streaming on Twitch, which I still do Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so if you wanted to hang out with me and do art, then please go check out my Twitch channel. I'll leave it in the description box below somewhere. But I would love to have you there, I'd love to chat with you. It's pretty much just like this, except you get to chat to me live, which is pretty awesome, I guess. Anyway, make sure that you get your tea, get your blanket, snuggle in, and let's get into it. Today I'm going to be starting off with the page Create a Pet. Make this page into a pet and don't forget to give it a name. In true Galacticat fashion, I am making a cat because it is my default and is the first thing I think of when I have to create something like this. So I'm creating a cloud cat and its name is Cloudina. This idea came from one of my community over on my Twitch stream because I offer quick sketches and they asked me to do a quick sketch of a cloud cat. So I thought I'd make it into a little bit more of a detailed piece, give it a name, give it some likes and dislikes, and add it to my Create a Pet page. Clouds are nice and easy to draw and I didn't have to adhere to the basic laws of anatomy here, so I thought it would be the perfect subject to ease back into doing Create This Book. So meet Cloudina. She is a fluffy cloud cat who loves cuddles. She dislikes thunder. Her favourite food is spaghetti. She answers to Cloud, Cloudy, Dina, Chonk, and of course, Fluffy Butt. If you don't call your pet alternative names other than their actual name, then do you even really have a pet? Let me know in the comment section what alternative names you call your pets. So I want to talk a little bit about why I haven't done Create This Book for 3 years. So the main reason is that I moved over to doing live streaming on Twitch and I found my community there and a lot of my effort and energy went into focusing on that. So all of my YouTube videos just kind of, you know, they got put to the back burner. I didn't really have enough time. Lately, I have been scheduling in time and I've been sticking to a schedule and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. But it took me a little while to build up to doing Create This Book again because it does take longer than my most recent videos that I have been uploading lately. Another huge reason is that I am predominantly a watercolor artist. So when I did move over to Twitch, I predominantly used watercolor and it's only recently that I've moved away from it a little bit and experimented with other mediums like acrylic and gouache. Watercolor is still my main medium though, so it's what I'm most comfortable with, and the pages in Create This Book simply aren't thick enough to hold up to the type of watercolor work that I usually do. So in this cat you will see that I have done a little bit of a watercolor-ish shadow and then I go over it with pencil, but pencil is definitely not one of my preferred mediums. It's still not. I'm not very, I guess, good at doing the pencil work. I feel like it hurts my hand. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. You have to constantly sharpen the things. Oh my gosh, the sharpening to keep them nice and detailed. But I'm definitely not against experimenting and moving out of my comfort zone. So I thought now was a really good time to start up Create This Book again so I can explore other ways to use my art supplies and try and challenge myself. I did obviously use a little bit of watercolor here as I just mentioned, and that's because it's just my comfort zone. It's just what I always fall back on. And you know, I did make some decisions here that I absolutely questioned. So what you're seeing on the screen right now, I did not know how this was going to turn out, and I sat there for about 5 minutes that I edited out of this video just contemplating if I wanted to color over this whatever I was creating here in black paint and completely redo it, because it was just I realized pretty quickly I had bitten off more than I intended to chew on this day of filming, but it turned out okay. I do like the cool galaxy gradient that I made with it, and obviously adding stars always makes galaxies look better. So I stuck with it and I'm happy that I stuck with it, but oh my gosh, it was absolutely more detailed than I originally intended. The next page was create quick sketches. Draw something in 1 minute or less. Repeat drawing different things each time. So I did ask my Discord crew here for ideas of quick sketches, and it is something that I do quite regularly on my channel, just not in 1 minute. Like 1 minute it was intense. I did not realize how quickly 1 minute would go past when I'm trying to make these sketches. Look at poor Bulbasaur here. Oh my gosh, this poor thing. Look, it doesn't look horrible. For 1 minute, it's pretty good, but I was panicking. It was honestly a struggle. So thank you to those in my Discord who did give me the ideas. I only gave you like a couple of minutes of notice before I needed to do these quick sketches. So thank you for those of you who did reply, and I used a fair few of your ideas. So thank you for that. Honestly, I think these sketches just got progressively worse. Unfortunately, Bulbasaur was my peak. Like I peaked on the first one, and the rest of them just, I mean, this one isn't so bad. The snail on a skateboard is kind of cute, but the rest of them, yeah, I feel like I got a little overconfident as I went on, and I underestimated how long or how short a minute actually is, and I struggled. Honestly I really struggled. The one I'm doing now is arguably the worst one. I realized pretty quickly that drawing a knot is really hard. I had a reference photo of a rope in a knot, and it still didn't help. Look at what look. I have no idea what this is. I really tried. Okay, I tried. While you're watching these masterpieces be created, I'm going to touch on the fact that I actually have completed a page within the 3 years that I stopped doing it on YouTube. So there was one stream on my live stream on Twitch that I completed the page Create a Fantasy Home, design a home in a fantasy location. I created a mushroom, and I tried to use watercolor a little bit in this book, but again, the pages of it just aren't ideal for using watercolor. They don't take water very well. I do like the crinkly feel of the pages when it does have watercolor on it, but it just doesn't take the layers that I'm used to putting into my pieces. So I will show you a photo of that because I don't have any of the footage. I'm not sure where it went. I'll have to dig deep. If I do find it, I'll make a mini video on it so you can see how I went about doing that. But yeah, for the most part, it was something that I did on my Twitch channel, and I didn't film it specifically for YouTube. So I'm sorry guys that you missed out on that one, but I promise all of the other pages I will do content on, and I promise that it won't be 3 years between each episode. Look at this sad, poor little dragon. I don't know what happened with his leg. I thought doing more of an oriental dragon was going to be a little easier than doing an American style dragon. It wasn't. It didn't make anything easier. The face isn't bad, but you know, the rest of it needs help. This dog, I forgot his tail. I don't know what happened here. It was supposed to be a dog chasing a ball, and he doesn't have a tail or a ball. He still looks pretty happy though, so at least he's got that going for him. He looks like he's having fun. At least I portrayed that emotion. So I did add a little bit of an outline to all of these quick sketches so they looked a little bit less sad. I know that this is kind of cheating, but the original sketches are still there, so it doesn't really count as cheating, right? I thought that it would just make the page look a little bit nicer to look at and a little bit less chaotic and unfinished. So I have this in my head. It has to look okay still. It can't just look like a dog's breakfast, and it absolutely was feeling like a dog's breakfast at the time before I added the line art. So I hope you don't mind that I broke the rules or bent the rules a little bit to what I wanted to do. I'm trying to teach myself that not everything has to be absolutely perfect, but it still had to look decent. Anyway, let's move on to the next page. I did create a page for stickers. So I used some of my own stickers here. You can buy them over on my Ko-fi, which I will leave a link in the description box if you wanted to check them out. And my idea was that I would use the stickers on the page and then create a background for them. So I experimented with how much the page would handle gouache. Now that I'm getting a little bit more used to other mediums like gouache, I figured it would be a good test to see how it would go in this particular book. And I am very pleased to say that the book held up really well under gouache in comparison to watercolor. At least now I know that I have that as a medium that I can use in this book when I get sick of things like pencil. Because as we know, pencil is kind of hard for me to work with, and gouache is a lot more like watercolor. Although with this particular paper, I'm not using as much water, so it's not buckling and it's not getting, I guess, tired or worn out underneath of the all of the layers that I put on. So it's very easy to layer, very easy to not make a complete mess of the page like I have done with watercolor before, and I was pretty pleased with how these ones turned out. This little cat sticker is part of my Botanicats series. I actually did my own prompt list back in May last year where I listed a whole bunch of different flowers as art prompts over on Instagram. So I did a cat based on each flower for all of the flowers that I came up with for the prompts, and this one was my forget-me-not cat. I thought that I would do a cute little field of flowers behind, and it turned out so adorable. I really like this one. I was definitely testing the waters with the medium to see how much the paper would be able to handle it, and I was very pleased. I think in the next one that I did, I overdid it a little bit and I overworked the paper slightly, but I am learning how to add this particular medium to these pages, so I went from a light background to a darker background, which proved to be a little bit more tricky. I think doing these backgrounds was a cool way to add a bit more of artistic flair instead of just covering the page in stickers. So the prompt was to make a page for your stickers and cover the page in stickers. I thought this was an interesting take on that, and a way that I could make little backgrounds and make little sceneries for my stickers instead of just, haphazardly placing the stickers on the page. This one is where I chose a little bit of a darker background and it didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. I still am learning how to use gouache as well, so I'm learning what or how much water to use with them in order to activate them properly, and I was struggling a little bit with them drying on my palette as well. So it's little things like that that I'm learning through doing these activities, and it was a little bit of a struggle to get this galaxy how I wanted it on this particular paper, because I am very used to doing watercolor and using textured watercolor paper. But I did my best and I think it turned out okay. It's definitely not my favorite one, but I still like it. I still think it was a cute little experiment and a cute little way to complete this sticker. I suppose I should introduce you to the little wolf in this sticker. His name is Lucian and he is a mascot for one of my planets in my own universe called the Galactiverse. So my Discord is set up like a space station basically, and you can visit all the planets and find out more about them over there. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you're interested in checking that out. But basically each planet has their own little story. So Lucian here is from Melopia. Melopia is my green planet. Each of the planets, if you would like to select one, will choose your chat color if you're chatting in my Discord server. Melopia is a planet full of magic and forests and fairies and dragons and all of that magical type of otherworldly stuff. We also have Palkius, which I will introduce you to the mascot in just a second because I've used the sticker for that one too. So this is Octavius the Kraken. Palkius is a blue planet based on mermaids and pirates. It has islands and underwater worlds like Atlantis and is based on all of that type of pirate core, mermaid core stuff. We have 3 other planets that I don't feature the mascots of in this particular video, but they include Bastion, which is our yellow planet and is very highly inspired by Egyptian mythology and is ruled by cats, so it has a lot of ancient sculptures, a lot of sand dunes and a lot of oases. We also have Uwu, which is our cutesy planet full of farming, flowers, mushrooms, all of those types of cottagecore style things. And then we also have Galactifrey, which is our futuristic planet, and the name of it is derived from Gallifrey from Doctor Who. One of my brothers helped me come up with the name, so thank you so much, Galactibro, for helping me with that one all those years ago when I created the universe. But that is a quick rundown of all of the 5 planets of the Galactiverse, so if you wanted to check it out, then please go ahead and click that link in the description box below where I listed the Discord invite, and you can select one of your planets and become a citizen of that planet. And if you needed any kind of inspiration to create artwork or create stories, then please feel free to use those ideas for that. We've come to the end of our little background sceneries here, and I really do like this page, although I do wish I'd filled it up a little bit more with more stickers. But again, you can check those stickers out over on my Ko-fi, which I will also leave a link to in the description box. So I hope you enjoyed that, even though it was a very long time coming. Hopefully there won't be another 3-year hiatus between this episode and the next one. I've wanted to revive my Create This Book series since I started doing YouTube again a couple of months ago, so hopefully it was worth the wait. But if you wanted to hit that subscribe button so you are notified of when I upload the next one, then please go ahead and do that. It would be super helpful. But until the next time, fare thee well everyone. Mwah. Bye!